Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alrighty, so today I, a cigarette smoker, am going to be using a heat not burn tobacco device for the first time. What is a heat not burn tobacco device, though? Well, a heat not burn tobacco device is exactly what it honestly sounds like. It's a device which, instead of burning your tobacco, heats it instead, like an oven. If y'all are more familiar with herb than with tobacco, a similar product to this might be a dry herb vaporizer. It doesn't burn the herb, it bakes it like an oven. That's essentially what this is, except specifically for tobacco and specifically for their product line of tobacco sticks. Because that's right, you have to use a preliminary, I don't know if that's the right word, you have to use a proprietary, that's the right word. You have to use their proprietary sticks with their product. Gotta love that, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of my biggest issues with the heat not burn tobacco devices, but I'm gonna try to skip on all of my issues with heat not burn tobacco devices for the moment, because honestly, this is something that I am very, very, very excited to do. I have wanted to use a heat not burn tobacco device. Specifically, I have wanted to use IQOS for just about the last 2 years. And IQOS was sold in the United States about a year ago now. And I missed my opportunity to buy it because about 2 months after it started getting sold in my area, it was taken off the market because Philip Morris lost a patent infringement lawsuit. So now IQOS is no longer sold on the market in the United States. And I haven't had the chance to pick up a heat not burn tobacco device since then. I haven't. And I've been really wanting to. But I'm in Japan right now. And heat not burn devices in Japan are, let me tell y'all what, insanely popular. Like 2 out of 5 smokers I see are using a heat not burn device. It's insane just how popular these are. And of course, IQOS is not the only heat not burn device on the market. There's also a couple others. Some significant ones are, of course, Glow, made by British American Tobacco, and of course, there's also Ploom, made by Japan Tobacco. Those are the other 2 big competitors to IQOS. But IQOS in specific is the one I wanted to try for my first time ever using a heat not burn tobacco device, because it's the one that I am the most familiar with, even though I've never used one before. I'm just the most familiar with the nameplate, in all honesty. That's why I wanted to use the IQOS for the first time. But this is a different IQOS than I was expecting to use, I will admit, because this is the IQOS Illuma 1. I don't think this specific IQOS was sold in the United States when it was sold in the United States, but it's still IQOS branded nonetheless, so I will take it. This device was a little bit pricey. I will admit, it was about $30. And then when you put these on there too, it's about $34. $34 in total for a pack of, well, they're not called heats anymore. They used to be called heats in the United States, for a pack of Teras. And for this, it's about $34. A little bit pricey, I will admit. And this is the priciest of the bunch of the heat not burn devices in Japan. Glow is sold for like 960 yen, so like $7. Ploom is sold for like, I think, 1,960 yen, so like $15. This is sold for like 3,500 yen. It's nuts how expensive it is. It's absolutely nuts. Especially when compared to Glow, because Glow is like $7 for the entire device. It's like, what are you doing kind of thing? What are you doing? You're getting everybody else is underselling you right now, Philip Morris. What are you doing? But I'm getting on a tangent right now. Before I go ahead and actually crack this box open up, I suppose I should probably go ahead and tell you guys my expectations for this experience, where I, a cigarette smoker, am going to be using a heat not burn tobacco device for the first time. If I had to guess, I'm probably not going to like the taste of these tobacco sticks very much. These are the regular rich IQOS, Illuma, Teras, I don't know how to pronounce it in all honesty. The regular rich. So I know they're probably going to taste like tobacco, but I don't know what tobacco taste they're going to have, if they're going to be really chemically. I have no clue what to expect. And I've heard from some different online sources that heat-not-burn tobacco devices don't really taste very good, and that it's kind of an acquired taste. But I've also heard from other people that they taste pretty good. So it really does seem to depend on who you ask, in all honesty, and maybe it just depends on what pod they're using. Hopefully I got a good tobacco stick pod, whatever you want to call it, though. That is for sure. Either way, though, I'm not exactly sure whether I'm going to like the taste very much. I don't think there's going to be a very big body at all. I think there's not going to be a lot of smoke. I also think there's not going to be a lot of smell either. And, of course, there's going to be no ash. And I think it's supposed to burn. I think it's not the right way of putting it. I think it's supposed to be heated for, I want to say like 5 minutes in total. I want to say 5 minutes in total. So it's going to be a pretty short smoke as well, kind of thing. But either way, certainly no complaints on my behalf. I am looking forward to using a heat-not-burn tobacco device for the first time in today's video. Hopefully it's charged up, but if it's not, I have a portable battery bank with me today. I'm not going to be doing a full review of the IQOS Illuma 1 in today's video. I'm going to be saving that for a future video. But today I just wanted to try a heat-not-burn device for the first time. I will most certainly be having to give this a full review in a future video, that is for sure, but today I'm not going to be going over any of the packaging or anything like that, so I am just going to go ahead and try to get all of the packaging as neatly opened up as I possibly can to try to leave it a little bit intact for when I want to give this device right here a full review. So let's just go ahead and get this packaging all off just like this, and we can see, wow, the packaging is actually kind of impressive, I ain't gonna lie. Oh, they've got a little bit of a manual in the front, but let's first off get this box out just like that, and then here is the manual, I think. Welcome to the world of IQOS. Okay, yeah, sure. And then, oh, this is the manual right here. I'm not even gonna read through this. I'm gonna try to just go for this without reading through it or anything like that kind of thing. And this has some paper in it, that is for sure, you can hear it, but this is just a manual in of itself. Okay, so what do I need to do? And this is all in Japanese as well, because I'm in Japan right now. This is a Japanese model IQOS Illuma, so this is not too much help to me, but basically what it's just saying is that you just take the Smartcore sticks, as they're calling them now, and you just stick it in there, and you wait 20 seconds, and you press the button, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what you're supposed to do, and to charge it, you just go like that and everything like that kind of thing. I hope that this is already a little bit charged, but I really do have no clue. I'm gonna go ahead and just put this down right here, and I'm gonna put my water bottle on top of it, just so it doesn't fly away, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this box right here all, oh, I thought I was about to knock. I'm gonna go ahead and get this box right here all open up, and here is the IQOS device right here. Wow, that's pretty small. That's pretty small. Sadly, I couldn't get black. I wanted black, but the only color the place I went to, I just went to 7-Eleven, bought this. The only color they had was blue, but I'll take blue in all honesty. Is there anything under this or anything like that kind of thing? Oh, here's the charger right here. Wow, good quality cord. That's a nice cord. That's a nice charging brick. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. That's really nice, actually. I'm not gonna take that out or anything like that for the moment. I'm just gonna leave that in there, and I'm gonna go ahead and put all of this stuff on the ground and everything like that kind of thing. Does this have a charge? Okay, so I'm just supposed to stick it in. Okay, that's not too bad. So I'm just supposed to stick it in just like that and just start puffing, I think. I don't know if this has a charge, though. I think I might have to charge this. So I'm going to go ahead. I don't know how long this takes to charge either. Hopefully not too long. If it takes too long, I'll cut the video and everything like that kind of thing. But I am just going to go ahead and get one of my portable banks out. And I am actually going to have to get the USB-C cord out because I left my USB-C cord at home. I just realized. Thought I brought it with me, but I did not. So I'm going to have to go ahead and get the USB-C cord out as well. So let's just go ahead and do that real quick. Just like that. And I'm trying to maintain this as much as possible. Let's see, go ahead and just get that stuck in there. And let's just go ahead and get this stuck in the bottom, just like that kind of thing. Oh, it just vibrated. Okay, there we go. And it's charging. All right, sweet. So this is now charging. Is there any way to tell? Okay. Oh, sweet. Okay. Wait, no. Oh, it's already charged. It's already a little bit charged kind of thing. It's like halfway. Okay, good to know. All right, sweet. So I don't actually need to charge this, I think. And that just went away. Okay, so how do I turn this on? Let's take a look at the directions real quick. Let's take a look at the directions. Oh no, oh no. Everything's going everywhere. I'm on top of a mountain right now, so I'm really trying to make sure that I don't accidentally litter or anything like that kind of thing. So how do I use this? Okay, so I didn't bring my spare phone with Google Translate on it with me. I have Google Translate on the phone I'm using to record this video, but I'm using it to record this video. This is a little bit scuffed. I do apologize, y'all. This is a little bit scuffed. Okay, so let's try one. Okay. Okay, so I think this is just already on. I think I just need to shove the stick in there and it'll just start going. I do know it's supposed to take about 20 seconds to heat up. I do know that. So, okay, cool. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just shove a stick in there and just see if I can get that to work just like that kind of thing. I think that's what I'm going to try to do. So today I'm gonna be using the IQOS Illuma Terea Rich Regular Pods sticks, whatever you want to call them. Let's go ahead. Smartcore sticks, that's what Philip Morris wants me to call them. I'm going to go ahead and just get all of, the cellophane all off. And I'm just going to go ahead and shove that all in a little plastic baggie I have right here, just so I don't litter or nothing like that kind of thing. And I'm going to go ahead and get this all opened up and just go ahead and take a look. So there's, 2 pouches of foil, like a Dunhill. I'm going to leave the foil in there because I want to give these a full review in the future. And so I'm going to try to leave the foil in there at least. I'm going to try to just get one of these out. Okay, maybe I'll just rip out the foil. Nope, never mind. We're trying to rip out the foil. Actually brought them out for me because that foil really did not want to rip out. Okay, I got no complaints on my behalf. Let's just go ahead and fold that back and everything like that kind of thing. Try to make it a little bit neat. And there we go. Go ahead and just fold that back just like that kind of thing. And so I guess this is the end you're supposed to shove in the IQOS. I think that's the end you're supposed to shove in the IQOS. So let's just go ahead and get this all opened up. Let's go ahead and shove this in here. Okay, so now this bar is going like that, and I assume it's either going to turn off or turn on fully once I'm ready to take a hit. Is it warming up? Can I feel it warming up? It hasn't been 20 seconds yet. I know that. It hasn't. Oh, it's starting to steam a little bit. It's starting to steam a little bit. There we go. It's going. Oh. Okay. Let's go ahead and see what a heat not burn tobacco device is like for the first time. I think it's all good to go. All right, bet. Yeah. Well, y'all are about to find out what my opinion on heat not burn tobacco devices is. I'm a little bit nervous to hit this. I am also very excited to hit this, though. Let's go ahead and give it a go. Let's go ahead and see what heat not burn tobacco devices are all about, you know what I'm saying? The taste is a little bit odd. Kind of just tastes like, I'll be honest, a Marlboro Light from the United States. Just very papery taste. Doesn't really taste like tobacco in all honesty. But it hits like a cigarette. It hits more like a cigarette than a vape does. The smoke comes through very, very, very warm, I will admit. Which is not exactly what I was expecting. I was definitely expecting it to be more like a cigarette. But it comes through a lot warmer, which is a little bit odd kind of thing. It comes through a lot warmer, like the smoke. It does not seem that hot when you're smoking it out of a cigarette, but this smoke seems really, really, really warm. It also smells a little bit. I saw something online saying that heat not burn devices smell a little bit like farts. I wouldn't really say it smells like farts per se, but it definitely doesn't smell like tobacco, that is for sure. Very, very, very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Huh. Well, this is not so bad, though. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This is not so bad. It is actually surprisingly rough. I will admit, I was expecting this to be kind of smooth, which is something I should have said at the beginning of this video, but I didn't. But this is actually surprisingly rough. It hits in the back of your throat kind of like a rougher cigarette. It definitely hits a lot more like a cigarette, but it tastes different. It definitely tastes different. It smells different. It is different. The smoke itself is different, but it still hits like a cigarette. Buzz-wise, I've got to try to get a buzz, so I'm going to go and achieve a couple hits. Buzz-wise, right now, okay, I'd say it feels like a cigarette buzz. I'm actually really surprised right now. I'd say it feels like a cigarette buzz, but it's a little bit more of a body buzz than a head buzz. So it's a little bit different than a cigarette buzz, but not all that different. And one thing I just noticed is that this little line right here is clicking down. This is clicking down right here. I think that's as much time as I have left, so I'm going to go and chief a couple more hits. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and actually give you guys my final thoughts on this experience. Apparently, you can get infinite hits. Oh, and it's, I think it's just about done. It just vibrated, and that's now blinking. Yeah, I think that's it. Well then, and that is, I guess, the device. How warm is that? That's a little bit warm. It's not bad, though. Not at all. Let's just go ahead and close that up. Overall, not a bad experience. And yeah, that is very warm. And smelling it, it definitely smells very odd. It definitely smells very odd. Does not smell like tobacco at all, I will admit. Very, very, very odd. I'm going to go ahead and get my little portable ashtray out, and I'm just going to go ahead and shove this in here, just so I don't have to worry about littering it or anything like that kind of thing. But I definitely have to say the buzz was a little bit different than cigarettes, but not as different as vaping. Because vaping has, of course, a similar buzz to cigarettes because you're using the same method of inhalation. You're still inhaling it and everything like that kind of thing. So, of course, you're going to get a somewhat similar buzz to cigarettes, but it definitely is still a different buzz. Same, of course, with cigars and pipes and everything like that kind of thing. It's more similar than not, more similar than using a nasal or an oral tobacco form, but different. And this is no different. It's a little bit different than cigarettes. It doesn't give you the same head buzz as cigarettes do. It gives you a little bit more of a body buzz. And I'd actually have to say, the buzz of this is kind of like an in-between between vaping and cigarettes. I'd say this is right in the middle of vaping and cigarettes, which is very, very, very interesting. Surprisingly rough. The taste was odd. Not really to my preference. Not a bad taste per se. It certainly wasn't a bad taste by any means. It was just odd kind of thing. Not something I'm used to, that is for sure. Taste-wise, it definitely comes off more like a burned vape, in all honesty, than it does a cigarette. And I definitely have to say, roughness-wise, surprisingly rough. I did not expect this to be all that rough, but it was actually surprisingly rough nonetheless. And I definitely have to say, other than that, what are my final thoughts? I didn't test the body. I should have done that, but the body really wasn't all that big, if I remember correctly, just how much I was blowing out and everything like that kind of thing. And yeah, no, overall, I can definitely see why these are so popular in Japan. It hits more like a cigarette than not, and it's very convenient. And that is exactly how I view this device right here. I can't remember if I spoke about it at the beginning of this video, but Japan has some very intense public smoking laws. In a lot of bigger cities in Japan, you're not allowed to smoke on the street, and you can get a 1,000 yen fine for doing so, which granted is only like $7.50 USD, so it's really not that much, but you can still get a fine for it. I don't know whether you can pay it right there. I don't know whether you have to go to court for it or anything like that kind of thing, and I'll be honest, not a lot of people really care kind of thing. People care during the daytime when there's cops out, but at night when people are drinking, they don't care kind of thing. But people who want to be a little bit more respectful and everything like that kind of thing, if they want to be, I guess, maybe not respectful, but a little bit more discreet about them smoking on the street, are going to use one of these. Because even when you're using it, even when it's still going, you can shove it in your pocket. You don't have to worry about burning the inside of your pocket with a cigarette. If you can't do that with a cigarette. You can't shove, well, you can shove a cigarette in your pocket midway through smoking and everything, but I wouldn't. I don't want to burn the inside of my clothing kind of thing. No, thank you. This, though, I'd have no qualms with doing that with. Shove it in my pocket while I'm walking down the street kind of thing. I'd have zero qualms with doing that, in all honesty, because you don't have to worry about ash. You don't have to worry about burning the inside of your clothes or anything like that kind of thing. The worst you got to worry about is making the inside of your clothes smell. That's the worst you got to worry about. So I totally see why people use these in Japan on a very, very, very significant basis. Like 2 out of 5 people I see in smoking areas in Japan are using a heat not burn device like this one right here, if not this exact one, in all honesty. Although most people I see using a heat not burn device tend to be using Ploom X, which is Japan Tobacco's newest heat not burn device in Japan. Most people seem to be using those. But either way, I totally see why these are so popular. A lot of Japanese apartment buildings won't let you smoke on the balcony. But with this, all of a sudden, you can be a hell of a lot more discreet. This is essentially, in my opinion, Japan's answer to vaping. In the United States, if you want to be discreet and you still want to smoke nicotine, you still want to smoke tobacco, what do? You either go for a walk and have a cigarette, or you vape. You can hit a vape anywhere. You can hit a vape inside. And while I wouldn't go as far as saying you could hit this inside, I definitely do still think this is more smelly than a vape, of course. I do definitely think if you just went on your balcony and you were a little bit discreet kind of thing, you sat down, you made sure your neighbors weren't outside or anything like that kind of thing, and you were just puffing away, maybe you'd zeroed every single hit or something like that kind of thing. I really do think that you could get away with using this, not only in public, not only on your balcony, honestly inside if you really wanted to get away with it kind of thing. I see why these are so popular in Japan, because their public smoking laws are so intense. It really is. I totally understand. I totally understand why this is so popular in Japan. I 100% get it. As a cigarette smoker, though, what is my opinion on it? Can it replace cigarettes? No. No. It cannot replace cigarettes. But I can definitely see myself using this. I don't think I'm not going to finish off this pack of heats right here. I'm going to call these heats. I know these aren't heats. I'm used to seeing heats. I'm going to call these heats. I know I'm going to use the rest of the pack of heats. And I know I'm probably not going to mind using it either, in all honesty. Mainly just because it's not bad. This experience was not bad. Would I spend the $30 again on this device? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't spend it again. But now that I have it, I'd might as well use it, right? Right? That's what I'm saying, at least. And so I can definitely see myself using this more in the future. Not as a cigarette alternative, but just as something to use when I'm in a public smoking area and I don't feel like lighting up a cigarette. I don't feel like maybe the ashtrays are all full with people crowded around them and everything like that kind of thing. I'll use this instead. And that really is what this is good for. It's good for being a little bit more discreet. It's good for not having to ash and everything like that kind of thing. That's what this is good for. But it can't replace cigarettes. It definitely can't replace cigarettes. But let me tell you all what. I still got a pretty fat buzz. I'm feeling pretty good right now. No, I was feeling pretty good. The buzz is kind of dissipated a little bit, but I'm feeling pretty good right now nonetheless. And so certainly no complaints on my behalf. This has overall been a pretty good experience, and I'm looking forward to giving you guys a full review of the IQOS Illuma 1 in the future, and I'm also looking forward to giving you guys a review of these heats right here, and I'm also looking forward to giving you guys a full review of both Ploom and Glow in the future as well, because I went ahead and bought both of them too. I went ahead and bought both of them too, because I mean, like, hey, gotta make content, you know what I'm saying? Gotta make content. So I went ahead and bought both of those as well. So I'll be having a bunch of heat not burn videos coming up in the future. I'm very glad my first experience with a heat not burn device has been a positive one. Honestly, not bad. Can't be a cigarette replacement for me. There's just something about lighting up a cigarette and just enjoying it just like that and everything like that kind of thing. But this honestly doesn't do a bad job of emulating it. You still have to put it in there. You still have to click the button and everything like that kind of thing. There's a little bit to it, and you still have to put effort into you can't just puff it like a vape kind of thing. It still has that sort of ritual like a cigarette, which is something I really like about cigarettes. And this does a really good job of emulating it. And honestly, not bad. Not bad. Not bad at all. Can't replace cigarettes, but I'm not going to waste my money. I'm still going to use this kind of thing. I have zero issues at all with using one of these devices right here. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. I think that's just about my final thoughts. I feel like I'm forgetting to say something. I can't really think of what I'm forgetting to say, though. If I remember what I was going to say, I'll put it on the screen right now, but I don't really remember what I was going to say. I just feel like I'm missing talking about something. I can't remember what, though. Can't remember what. No, not bad at all, though. Not bad at all. I'm looking forward to using this more. Looking forward to giving possibly more heats than just the Terea rich regular pods, heat sticks, whatever you want to call them kind of thing. Reviews in the future. Definitely planning on it, that is for sure. And looking forward to delving into a little bit of a different tobacco market on the channel, that is for sure as well. I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video where I, a cigarette smoker, used a heat-not-burn tobacco device for the first time, of course, please make sure to, well, like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, and my second channel all in the description down below. Go check it all out. And of course, if you guys have used a heat-not-burn tobacco device, or if you guys haven't used a heat-not-burn tobacco device, let me know what y'all's thoughts are on them in the comments down below. But yeah, until the next one, y'all, stay safe and peace and have a great one. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying?